Journal entry, 6th of the month of November, in the year of our Lord, 1086. We have returned to France, and a new sense of peace and clarity has overcome me. I have prayed for an answer, and in the face of the common man, forced into military service, cut down like weeds in battle for the greed of their lords, starved and diseased during a siege, I have found my answer. I have seen the court in Paris. The new king may have looked upon us graciously and revoked the previous edict, but he strikes me as a dishonest man, one who'd betray his word if there's profit for him, and one who gladly wastes the wealth brought to him extracted by force from the hard labor of his subjects. The court itself is always the same, scheming, gluttonous, uncaring. How the mighty France has fallen, bowed our heads to the English, and moved from one diseased king to the next. I have discussed our plans with my closest advisors, the compassionate Peyronel, always having an eye for the commoners, Thibault, my old friend, Richard, and Sophie. We have agreed to move south to Aquitaine once more, gathering our forces, and while we hone our skills in battle, we will be on the outlook for an opportunity, the Lord willing, to make a difference in these troubled lands we call home. With the new addition of archers, we are going to need to upgrade the proving grounds because we are missing the archer upgrade. So let's get that upgraded to level 4, 9 months time. And then we will once again be making some money. But first we'll take a last look at the castle in Paris. How many men are we short? It's just a few of them really. It's not really worth using this, actually, I think. Instead, we'll have a quick look. Is anyone capable of a fight? Not really. How about the tavern? Do we have a good story? Yes, we got some diplomacy out of it. And not really anybody I think we're interested in. And given that there are no contracts in the area, let's see if the town crier has anything. Supplies we are short as well. So let's see if we can move some supplies. All right. That gives us a good commission. And yeah, let's see. Transport contracts. There might be something in the direction that we're looking at. Nothing there. So we are once again moving our camp in the winter across the French countryside. But as I approach my son Alderic, bearing another child's favorite spinning top, saying, "You may have this." Why, he wonders, I don't even want it. No, why not? It's natural to covet what isn't yours, to thrill at bettering others. Why not take what you can and allow me to use my power as I wish? Don't be a tyrant, Captain. It isn't right. Indeed, I smile, it is unjust. So I gain some stress, but my son Alderic is just, and with that, he has gotten his first trait. Oh, I am proud of him. He's also a traveler at this point, given that, well, we are traveling, and so is his brother Raoul, who is quite not as gifted in the mind. Héron, the local captain, and a few of the officers greet me as my entourage enters the military camp of Chartres. I briefly observe the regiment grounds and they then dismount. Groups of soldiers are engaged in battle plans. I nod, appreciating the organized chaos I am observing. Now, what would my lord want to do next? Héron looks at me expectantly. We could do some sparring for one marshal. I think that is interesting. We could do a learning challenge, but it's a lower... Yeah, no, sparring is where we want to be. And that's 150 prestige and 1 point in martial, which is useful because I actually do really need the martial skill more than the prowess. Because while I do lead my soldiers in battle, I tend not to fight myself all that much. All right, we have a young knight who is an irrational gambler. Okay, but that said, he is bold, but he is a little irrational. That said, he is a knight errant, and with that, we will recruit him to our travel entourage, and he can join our camp. Not that I really have an option with the knight errant, as I am one myself, and as such will never leave one really alone. A few contracts have been issued. It looks like Duke Etienne in Champagne has a contract open, and one of them up in the north in England. We could fight in the English lands to learn the ways of these barbarians, but the other alternative would be to stop our travels, head east towards Champagne. Let's see what the Duke's like here, because he is the King's Marshal, and there is he is up against the County of Vermelles. Okay. That might actually be. Oh, that is a claim actually against. It's a fight against the English, or against the ones dominated by the English. I think that is probably a valid reason to abort our travel. A small posse of saddle sore riders stops by my camp, and one of these visitors enters my great tent. I am the captain of the Champagnon Scouts, and I speak for our Duke Etienne, starts the soldier. My liege is interested in your scrappy little band of fighters. It's scrappy and little. A claim war causes the Duke sleepless nights. Our enemy is putting up a fierce fight, and so I've been sent to hire your swords. All right, against King Robert of England, I am absolutely on board. That is a just cause. So we shall aid the Champagnats against, and actually we probably need to stand. They're holding a fair few disparate counties here, so we will probably actually in a good position to move north against the English. So before we raise the armies, we are going to we can't actually refill them. So, and we are in a city holding. Which means that is actually we might have to move to a castle and see if we can find some soldiers to refill. Before we do that, however, we may actually increase our numbers a little. I think can we? How much is that? 109. Yeah, let's get 100 more of the Huskarls, and that's going to be 160. Now we'll I think that's a good number. So let's quickly move to the next castle, and that would be Tours. So let's move to the castle at Tours, and then we will see if we can recruit some of the men in the castle. It's scruffy French soldiers. Regiments will be fully reinforced. That's a random one. That's partial. Yeah, because of the knight errant trait, we can gather the righteous and fully reinforce our regiments, and that means we are at full force, 1,700 men, ready to do battle, and we shall be raising our armies, and then we'll be marching north against potentially Le Mans, I'd say, and start bringing the fight to the English. Duke Hugo II of Lombardy has joined us as well. So, and it looks like Duke Baudouin, the traitor, my old friend, his wife has died. So my old friend and drunkard seems to have joined forces with the English. What a betrayal on his side! I cannot believe that he would betray his countrymen like that. But well, that means we might actually cross blades in battle after all. As if Flanders has thrown his lot in with the English, then that means. Yeah, we might meet each other on the field of battle. Meanwhile, we have begun the siege of Le Mans, and so far there is no sign of the English. King Robert's allied Jarl Rikulfer might join, so we might see Norsemen actually showing up here as well. This is rapidly becoming a much larger conflict by the looks of it, and for now we're beginning the siege, which is costly, but someone has to do it because it looks like the first army of Sancerre is probably moving north instead. So we will begin by liberating Le Mans, and then we'll probably take station here over the winter. So Jarl Tetersson has joined, and that means, yes, we will be facing some Norsemen as well. Well, hopefully we will see some reinforcements soon, because by the looks of it, this siege is going to be taking a while. We might need some siege engines down the road. Okay, the first army of Lancashire is arriving, and with allied armies nowhere in sight, we will probably have to break off the siege and retreat to a position that we can defend, because they are actually, no, most of them probably are pressed peasants. So we may be able to take them in the battle. We will see if they decide to come to the relief of the fort. No, they decide to counter siege. Now they are besieging Chartres, and they have brought siege engines, so they will actually we'll actually take Le Mans first, and then we will come to the relief of Chartres probably. So we've got 6 months to go while we are besieging Le Mans, and potentially we will be seeing some friendly reinforcements coming in at some point. The First Army of Como and the First Army of Sancerre actually are moving in to relieve Chartres as well. So we shall finish Le Mans, and then we will be moving north as well to join in the fight against the English. And I think we can bring that to an end, hopefully rather quickly, because this siege, there are desertions now in the siege, and it shouldn't take too much longer. Meanwhile, my son, third son, Ogier de Villeron, has been born. Let's have a look at Ogier. He is both hale and quick. So he shall be educated by Peyronel herself, or alternatively, we could get somebody like potentially somebody like Richard. My friend Richard might be able to educate him, although he is a drunkard. He might not learn the best. Let's see, who else do we have who we could get? My infantry captain might be not bad. Or Radomir, actually. Let's get my friend Radomir to educate him. All right. So that is that. And I think if I'm going to look at my Enguerrand is not doing so well. He is ill, and he is getting on there in years. How many children do we have now? We've got Ebon, we've got Ogier, we've got Raoul, Alderic, and Folkart. Yeah, it's more children born into the camp. All right, let's wrap up this siege and get this done, because the first army of Norderland has arrived and have brought siege engines of their own. So with these reinforcements, we may have to wait for our own troops to arrive before we march onto the relief in the north. Alternatively, once we have taken Le Mans, then we may be able to intercept some of the Northmen. Let's see what the future will bring. Okay, friendly troops are coming in, and they are actually heading towards Sablé rather than relieving Chartres, which is a shame. Okay, we have taken a prisoner, Count Oswin's courtier, and we have won the siege. That said, we have taken, I think, some losses in the whole affair. Yeah, we have definitely some. We've definitely taken some losses here. But let us quickly inspect our prisoner. Oh, he is a child. Of course, we shall release him without further. Yeah, we shall of course release him without any further ado. So we will not be holding children prisoners. Now, the First Army of Norderland is holding still in the north, looking potentially to reinforce. And with news being sent from the combined allied armies that they shall be heading towards Sablé, nobody is relieving Chartres from the siege. So we will try to do this on our own, which is going to interesting. I'm supposed to have men-at-arms missing, but it seems not to be registering that. Anyway, we shall do it ourselves then and see if we can break the siege. But now the First Army of Norderland is joining as well, so we will be outnumbered by a fair margin if we take this battle. But I think overall we can beat them, and given that nobody cares about Chartres and the damage that the ravaging English are potentially going to inflict, we will be taking on King Robert, who is leading the armies himself, with a few armored footmen, a few pikemen, and a few bowmen. The bowmen and pikemen are suppressed; the armored footmen are not. But I think we have the advantage here quite significantly. I am significantly more skilled than King Robert in open battle, and we shall be taking them on. But now the Norsemen the Norsemen have joined, which means Snorri has taken over command and has brought more troops in, which has caused some trouble for our archers, but nothing we can't overcome. And most of them are pretty completely countered. So I think, despite the fact that these reinforcements have arrived, we have won the battle decisively. And with that, and what a victory it was! The slaughter at Chartres. 5,487 men have been lost of the enemy armies. We have imprisoned Snorri, the leader of the enemy troops. And most of their soldiers were simple men from the English countryside who have not stood a chance against our professional forces. If we look at our knights, Radomir alone has slain 55, and the Earl Norman of Berkshire has been slain by Radomir. Waltheof, Dispenser, has been slain by Radomir as well. Duke Morcar of Northumbria was slain by Jourdain. Etienne was slain by Moudan. Mayor Robert of Ampthill was slain by Farah. Earl William of Dorset was slain by Farah. And that was pretty much it, I think. So our knights have excelled. And with that, we have, with minimal losses, routed the complete English army and relieved the battle of Chartres, which means we definitely need some siege engines, I believe. We could get mangonels or onagers, effective to fort level 10. Mangonels are better. But more expensive and in small torsion catapult, or we get the traction-powered mangonel. We'll take the better quality ones. So let's create one of these, and we can actually increase that to size 2, maybe to size 3. All right, there we go. And then we shall see if we can refill our regiments. We shall pay our men, not just with provisions, but with actual gold. So with that, we are now prepared for once the reinforcements have all arrived. We will be prepared, and I think I need to raise. Yeah, I need to raise the siege engines separately. All right, let's get the siege engines moved up north while the English have been dispersed into the countryside, and then we will join these armies and make our way into the next, make our way forward to bring an end to the English occupation as much as we possibly can. So we do have Snorri himself as a prisoner. He is a gallant man, so I shall be, despite his shortcomings and him being a treacherous villain, I shall release him. He shall owe me for this, but I shall release him from the prison as an honorable combatant who has been beaten fair and square in open battle in the field. We've got some payment demands. No, not yet. And we've got the siege engines coming in. There we go. And it looks like Enguerrand has succumbed to his illness. He's no longer my stooge. He has been with us from the very beginning, and despite his shortcomings, he in his later days has become an aspiring blade master. He still has found a wife, Bourgogne, who is of course now a widow, and he has, I believe, found his family with us, all in all, in the end. But we shall mourn, my friend, and I don't think I necessarily need... Do we have anybody with the aptitude? Yeah, we could get somebody else. But honestly, I don't think having somebody mocked in camp is necessarily something that we need to fill. We shall leave this position vacant. Right, let's get the armies combined. Hang on a minute. How do I combine the armies? There we go. Okay, select both, merge armies. There we go. Okay, the armies are merged, and with the English routed, we shall move on to liberate Évreux, I believe. Would be probably be the next. Would probably be the next castle to liberate. I'm sitting around the map table with Centul and Charles, discussing our strategy for the ongoing war. Centul bangs his fists on the table and loudly proclaims we should charge the enemy directly and crush them with the sheer might of our armies, while Charles explains how we need to watch what our foes do and respond accordingly. I know how we can employ both of these strategies. All right, there we go. And do we have any more enemy troops in the lands? We haven't seen anybody from Duke Baudouin, the traitor, but we are now besieging Évreux to liberate it from years and years of English occupation. I'm just keeping an eye. No, it's a neutral army. And meanwhile, friendly troops are liberating Sablé as well. And I think the war is probably going to be over relatively soon if things continue like that. We've got a small breach in the walls, but still not enough. Duke. It looks like Duke Baudouin. Yes, he has drunk himself to death in the end, and with that, his command over Flanders has passed on to his son, Duke Arnulf III Boudewicson of Flanders, who is currently wounded, but who has taken up arms again against us as well, following his father's wishes. 12 months left. Another large breach at this point. We could assault the fort, but the casualties will be mounting. The first army of Cambrai is however on the move. So I think that is an opportunity for us to once again intercept the enemy. So we need to make haste here. Casualties, however, are fierce from the assault, and so far it looks like the enemy army of Cambrai is only moving about, but hasn't laid siege to anything. So we will continue besieging. This is a very sturdy fort. First Army of Bayeux has joined on the enemy side as well, and they are sailing down the Seine, ready to land. We will complete the siege and see what the enemy is up to and where they are going to be deploying. No, it looks like the English have left again, but more Englishmen are joining. Ever more Englishmen are joining. Captain Wittred Elfgarson as well now. So this war is far from over. But once we complete the siege of Evreux and liberate this hard-to-crack castle, we will go hunting and see if we can make a difference. All right, Sablé seems to be liberated, and the English are once again amassing troops while the friendly forces have moved to Alençon. So far, the English are not ready to give battle. They're maneuvering around the outside, but they are refusing to join force. And we will have to replenish our forces as well, because the assault has been somewhat costly. Now, we have taken prisoners. Lesceline d'Evreux has been the daughter of Count William's caravan master, as well as Lewin of Lancaster has been taken prisoner as well. We can ransom him. It's only for a hook, but we shall do so. We could ransom the daughter for 10, and for now we will complete. We have actually completed the siege, yeah. So alternatively, we could ask her if she would want to stay. She is trusting and ambitious, and she is of Norman blood. So why not ask her? She's a bold ravener. Why not ask her to stay? She is very greedy, but also somewhat bold, and we'll ask her if she wants to join. We will ask her if she wants to join. Now, that would be a forcibly recruitment. We don't do that sort of thing. So no, we'll ransom her for 10, and she can return. She can return to her father. Now, battle is being given, and we will see. We could see if we can up to 25 soldiers. Okay, we'll have to see how short we actually are, because this takes a little bit of time to update. I think we are a bit more than 25. We are a little bit more than 25 short. So for now, we shall simply be hunting down. We'll move to hunt down the English where we find them, rather than going into yet another siege. We will leave that to the main army, but. For that side, Duke Etienne has already paid us. The war is over. Duke Etienne gains the contested title, and with that, King Robert has lost and had to pay off his mercenaries. Champagne has extended its reach. The English have been pushed back. And I would say, all in all, that has been a successful campaign for sure. Well, we all return to our camp, and we have the Duke is owing us, so we'll collect that payment. And Count Gerhard of Strasbourg as well, we shall collect that payment from him. And with that, we have made coin. We have fought bravely, and many things have happened. Well, almost 2 years we've been at the siege, And once again, Bernard has seen much bloodshed, especially the routing of the English at Chartres has been forming, because they have sent their own peasants into battle ruthlessly and kept their men-at-arms at the back against trained soldiers. It was a slaughter, and I think at this point Bernard realizes ever more so that there is no glory in this. We shall travel the lands a little further and hone our skills in battle, but I think Bernard is going to start looking for an opportunity to make a difference.